Alrighty guys, we're back for Outrider's Domain, and this is a Wilds of Eldraine standard brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with a red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do got that Discord link as well as that Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Okay, what do we got packed into the build here? This is a domain build of very much a 5-color build, rocking Meria's Outrider. This is a 5 mana 4/4. Look at that common. It has reach and domain. Whenever Outrider enters the battlefield, it deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control. So hopefully, when this ETBs, deal 5 to the opponent. And then we just have a whole bunch of stuff in here that's gonna hopefully help us activate that ETB multiple times. One of those cards is Virtue of Knowledge. We have all 4 of them in here. It's a 5 mana enchantment. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Nice. Also has the adventure side here, Vantra's Visions, which is a 2 mana instant speed. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for that copy. So that's going to be interesting to see how often that just the adventure side of this actually comes into play. Eventually, hopefully, we'll have enough mana to play out Virtue of Knowledge and actually get some good setups with the Outrider then too. It's going to be a whole bunch of other stuff that this Virtue of Knowledge actually works well with in here, especially the adventure side. Like you could easily play like our Leyline Binding, which hopefully in this deck, it's going to be a 2 mana or even 1 mana. I mean, honestly, hopefully you're just getting this down to 1 mana more often than not. So technically, if you had Leyline Binding and the Virtue of Knowledge adventure side for 3 mana, you could pick up 2 different things with that Leyline Binding, and then still you can eventually play the Virtue of Knowledge side of this because, you know, adventures are wild, huh? We have a whole bunch of other great things packed in. Like, look at all these 5-drops already. We have a whole bunch of great stuff packed into the top end, like Atraxa. Have to at least have one of these in here, right? Same concept with Etali. We have Herd Migration, which of course we want to look at for that bottom ability, where you can discard it from your hand for only 2 mana, search for a basic land card, you put it into your hand, shuffle, gain 3 life. That is important on that card, right? Let's have a couple of Realm-Scorcher Hellkites here, which the ETB on this can actually get pretty crazy if you do end up having a Virtue of Knowledge out there. So Realm-Scorcher Hellkite being 6 mana, it's a 4/6, has Bargain, Flying, and Haste. The Bargain, you can sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token as you cast this spell. We do have some enchantments that we might be able to bargain away with Realm-Scorcher. Going to ETBs, if it was bargained, you add 4 mana in any combination of colors. And then at the bottom ability here, for 1 and a red, you can have Hellkite deal 1 damage to any target. So when it ETBs, if it was bargained and you have something like Virtue of Knowledge, or even like the Vantra's Visions, again, copy target, triggered, or activated ability, right? Then you're going to get double the amount of mana from the Realm-Scorcher, like potentially just like playing another Realm-Scorcher or something from your hand, right? At that point, the haste and flying in the air is like just really cool as well. Yeah, there's probably a whole bunch of stuff that you wouldn't mind doing off the extra mana if you are able to duplicate that bargain ability. One of the best cards to bargain away in here is Up the Beanstalk, rocking all 4 of them. So it's a 2 mana enchantment, and when it ETBs, whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, you draw that card. Yeah, it's going to be great to keep your hand nice and stocked, but also at the like late game, it's just kind of an enchantment sitting there, especially if you already have a nice stocked up hand. So that would be a great one to just go ahead and bargain away. So we got more ramp in here to work with, like, just, you know, the whole basic land theme. We got Topiary Stomper grabbing stuff out of the grave. We've been seeing this everywhere. Not going to take the time to go over it. Very powerful. A plant dinosaur. Have a couple Invasion of Zendikar as well, grabbing more basic land. So yeah, we do have a lot of basics over there. Even though it is a 5-color deck, we have a whole bunch of basics packed in here. I believe 13 total. Yeah, 6 forest, 2 mountain, 2 islands, 2 plains, and a single swamp. That's 13. And then we also have the 13 of the triomes here, which I thought about for a little bit on like what numbers to actually add. I think I landed on something. I don't think we're going to get too punished from the triomes at all. All this extra ramping into all this late game nonsense is going to be very, very important, huh? So more removal, opting for Touch the Spirit Realm. It's a 3-mana enchantment. When it ETBs, exile up to 1 target artifact or creature until Touch the Spirit Realm leaves the battlefield, and then has that bottom ability for Channel. Can discard it for a 1 and a white. Exile target artifact or creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. With all these ETB abilities, this is going to be perfect in here, dude. And it could really come down to just like spamming Outrider, right? And then blinking it with the Touch the Spirit Realm and just do like 10 damage to the opponent all in the same turn or more if you have Virtue of Knowledge, right? If you have Virtue of Knowledge and you play Outrider, that's 10 damage, and then you can blink it with the Touch the Spirit Realm, and that's another 10 damage. So that could be wild, man. That sounds insane. So do you have other ways to utilize these creature ETBs, like Croaking Counterpart as a 1-of. But for 3 mana, rocking Simic colors up there. It's sorcery speed, and it also has a flashback for 3 in Simic colors there. 5 mana total for the flashback. So create a token that's a copy of target non-frog creature, except it's a 1/1 green frog. So again, if you got that Outrider, you just copy it, and then you're getting that ETB, hopefully again, 5 damage to the opponent's face. That could get insane pretty fast. And also just, yeah, a lot of other cool stuff to copy with Croaking Counterpart. Like our legends, we don't mind copying to get the ETB effect and then just keeping the big legend back anyways. Then the flashback could really come in handy too. We have more stuff that actually copies. I'm trying out Mirrorhall Mimic in here too. This is a 4 mana spirit. Has Disturb for 3 and double blue. You can disturb it back as Ghastly Mimicry, which we'll go over in a second. Let's go over the spirit side first. It's a 0/0. When it ETBs, it comes in as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types. See, just more ways to go ahead and copy like Outrider is the whole concept here. Now, the disturb cost, when you disturb this, comes out as Ghastly Mimicry. You enchant creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, you create a token that's a copy of enchanted creature, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types. And then, of course, like all other disturb cards, if it would be put into the graveyard, it's exiled instead. So that could be really cool. Again, like cast this back from the grave onto an Outrider. That's literally the whole point of the deck, is to just spam Outrider until the opponent dies. Which I think it might actually work out in a lot of cases. And again, if you got that Virtue of Knowledge, man, this could get wild really fast. Just a couple honorable mentions over here. Elesh Norn almost made the cut. It would be another 5 mana card, and it works with like doubling the ETB effects and everything, but I didn't want to drop a Virtue of Knowledge for that, and I didn't know what else to cut either. Like maybe we could drop an Up the Beanstalk, but then you have less enchantments on the board to bargain with the Realm-Scorcher. Something else too with the bargain on the Realm-Scorcher works with the token on the Croaking Counterpart as well, so that could be good. Yeah, just something to think about. Also, Virtue of Knowledge you could also use for bargain, but you probably don't want to do that. You'd much rather just keep the Virtue out there. So yeah, Elesh Norn almost made the cut. Also thought about the utility land, especially Who Endures in particular as a 1-of could go a long way. I'm just opting for like all the basics because yeah, I think we might actually clear all the basics out of the deck at some point, especially in a longer match. But it still very well might be worthwhile, so honorable mentions for a reason, guys. Uh-oh, I didn't change. Oh no, guys, what should we choose for domain? Oh, definitely Timmy. For this build, right? Definitely Timmy. That's really funny. Let's go like Beach Ball, because it has like all 5 colors on there too. And then what are we thinking? What are we thinking? We have so many to choose from. Go ahead and skip ahead to the matches, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and select my card sleeves here. Let's go with, you know what? We have 1 frog card in here. Let's go with frogs. Okay, guys, let's go ahead, hop into some ranked and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game here. That's funny. Usually I choose the cosmetics long before I ever sit down to make the video, but it looks like today I forgot. Yeah, good hand. I'll keep this gladly. Herd Migration can find our second green source for Stomper, which is probably what we end up doing over the Beanstalker. That way we curve out, right? And that bottom ability is not at sorcery speed. We can do that on the opponent's turn successfully. And keep that open. And it's very hard to counter that bottom discard too, so grab the forest, play the Stomper. Hopefully Hopefully we find some triomes to make the domain a little bit more effective, but grab a red source, right? Leyline Binding down to 3. And it'll be down to 2 once the plains hits the board. Another herd migration, not bad. At this point, with everything here, it's probably start with Up the Beanstalk and see what we draw. Was the island a good thing to tap there? Okay, Spara's headquarters, nice. So I shouldn't have played my plains yet. That was my bad for not thinking through the turn right away. We have Herd Migration open, Leyline Binding open. Herd Migration, find the swamp. That way we complete the domain set. Thirst for Discovery. Yikes. Yeah, it's too bad. I really, really should have got that headquarters down, but since we're grabbing more anyways, like, we can always have those come in tapped later. We'll still have... No, we won't have double red for the Realm-Scorcher. But, I mean, the second Herd Migration can find the second mountain, too, so I guess... I guess that's fine, right? We could grab the second red now, but I'd rather complete the domain, I think. Right? Especially since anything we play like Realm-Scorcher could easily get countered anyways. And now that we have that complete, the Leyline for 2 is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still a couple turns before Stomper can start slamming through. Might want to keep this Herd Migration to play out as a 7-mana card. Yeah, very, very slow start, guys. Oh my goodness, we would have completely got gunned down by mono red. Yeah, I guess we could blink the Stomper on their turn, but I wanna wait to see what they end up doing here. Thirst for knowledge. They're keeping their hand nice and stocked for starters. Oh, Mindbreaker, 2 of them in the grave. That should probably be scary. Could easily be control mill, right? So like Jace and then the Mindbreakers as the win conditions. Yeah, here they come. So Leyline Binding could pick it up. Defending player mills half their library rounded up. So we could pick it up, or we could blink Stomper, take the 6 easily. Ramping with Stomper might not be the best thing. If we take it and they remove the binding, then they'll get to keep it. We go binding, right? We go binding. We don't want to lose half of our library right now. Very tough decision, though. I'm going to keep the other Herd Migration for some 3/3s when it comes time. There we go, Proving Ground. Okay, well that's our red source and our black source, so we don't need the swamp right now. Not going to play our 7-mana card because of the board wipe next turn. Actually, 1, 2, 3. I've talked myself into this. I'm going to go Herd Migration for the turn, guys. They don't have haste or anything fancy, unfortunately, but... I don't want to play around a ghost that might not be there. We get a draw off the Up the Beanstalk too, so even if they do wipe the board, at least we're keeping our hand relatively stocked up. Oh, the tokens off of that is also for the bargain. I forgot to go over that when we were going over the deck. Farewell gets rid of everything, bro. Their Mindbreaker slams back onto this board, and we should technically be in trouble, but... yeah, still no double red for Realm-Scorcher because I didn't play Proving Ground. Could copy their Mindbreaker and see who mills out first. No, it would be us for sure. Start with Up the Beanstalk this time, before we play the Proving Ground. Ooh, Outrider, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll have 9 mana next turn to play both of those. We should probably pick up... oh, I want to blink that so bad. If we play Outrider and they kill it for the turn, then... Okay, I guess we'll do it. I guess we'll do it. Because we get another card draw and we still have 3 more Outriders. Opponent goes down to 11. Guys, look at our hand. We have lethal in this hand. If they don't do anything, we're like milling everything. 1, 2, 3. We blink with Touch the Spirit Realm, so no blocks. There's no way Outrider survives though, right? I guess we start with Mirrorhall Mimic to copy the Outrider. Or I guess Counterpart could do it too. Jace. Oh, did they just win? They just won. No, dude, we were so close. Oh crap, this is sorcery speed. I guess we can, I guess nothing, right? Nothing. Either way, before the draw, wait a minute. Yeah, before the draw, I could have used this channel ability, right? I guess I would have had to use full control. If we would have used the channel ability, blinked the Outrider down, they would have got down to 4. Be careful with that. I'm pretty sure we should have been able to do something before the draw there, but maybe we have to actually use full control. Let me know in the comments if I'm right about that, but I think so. Because this channel ability is at instant speed, of course. Oh man, yeah, no, our deck played out so slow in comparison. That Jace was just enough. The Mindbreaker, the double Mindbreakers was brutal, brutal business. So if I would have went Touch the Spirit Realm, picked up this Mindbreaker, there was no guarantee that they wouldn't have found more removal for it. The Farewell was brutal. Good game, opponent. That was anyone's game. It really was. Because we had all the mana required. We had the 9 mana to play out all of those effects. So Mirrorhall would have copied, then the Froggy would have copied. And then we could have blinked the main one. And that would have been 15 damage. Oh man, that's cool, that's cool. Alright, let's see if our deck can play out a little bit faster this time too. Of course, without that Farewell existing, that could have been a much different game too, right? Okay, we go first. That's good news. And we got the Triome right away, too. Draw on Up the Beanstalk. Removal on Touch the Spirit Realm. Let's do this. Beanstalk or Proving Ground? I guess Beanstalk, right? Proving Ground next turn. Invasion. Outrider. Beautiful stuff. Proving Ground comes down. Leyline is 1. So if we pick something up, we'll get that card draw off of the Beanstalk. More control from the opponent. Jace again. What on earth? Do I want to pick up Jace? Let's see what they do here. They go -2. Do I want to pick up Jace? I feel like that's not like a great target, is it? Yeah, I feel like that's not something I want to do right now. As awkward as it is with nothing else to do for the turn. Okay, we'll go ahead and get the forest down. Go Invasion of Zendikar for the turn. Good ramp. Very good ramp. Stomper will start out nice and strong. We have everything for... Yeah, we have everything. So second red source. Another blue source would not hurt anything either. And then we have another white source here, and then green sources for days. And then we could grab another green source off the Stomper quite successfully. Wandering Emperor is definitely better to pick up than the Jace with that binding, but it's still pretty rough. Not a lot of terrific targets. Realm-Scorcher Hellkite, though. Extra mana goes a long way. Ditch the Beanstalk. Get Outrider down on the same turn. It's not bad at all, is it? Using both of those, we draw off of Beanstalk once. Get 4 mana back. Swing at that Emperor. The Beanstalk. Oh, we won't draw off the Beanstalk. It dies before it ETBs. That's fine, though. This is definitely worthwhile. Red, 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 red. Outrider. Ping face. That's fun. Swing at Emperor, because if we swing face, they just go -2 Emperor. Without any worries. And let's not forget the blink on the Touch the Spirit Realm. If they focus Hellkite, yeah, they're gonna kill the Hellkite, it looks like. I'm not even gonna block here because that could be a Seat of the Empire. Headquarters. We don't want to forget that ability on this too. Don't want to pick that up because I'd rather Leyline another time. So we're going to swing with Realm-Scorcher to face. See where the Wandering Emperor, if the Wandering Emperor lands, I mean. And then see if we want to ping damage through with the Hellkite for the turn. Okay. So that's going to do that. We could go... We have 2 red sources on the board. We could protect the Realm-Scorcher with the Touch the Spirit Realm, which is probably better than pinging 5 to the opponent's face, right? Just being able to protect the creature and then have it swing in the air next time. That's probably better, right? I think so. I think so. But like, also just pinging 5 to the opponent's face is kind of the whole point of this. So they don't gain 2 here either, though, which is pretty good. Let's play everything out and still have the Leyline Binding open, which maybe we do on the Wandering Emperor now. Grab another green source quite successfully, I would say. Now, we just need more ways to copy this Outrider, because we're out of cards, dude. We're out of cards, and it's probably my fault for getting that Up the Beanstalk bargained away to the Realm-Scorcher. But I wanted to be like super greedy there, and it was pretty cool getting that Outrider out on the same turn, right? But now we don't have a way to like draw extra cards. Bro, wait, is this the same opponent? I never like watch. I'm gonna ping the Wandering Emperor with the Realm-Scorcher. I never look at the opponent's names, but it looks like it's the exact same deck, right? I think so. Brutal stuff, man. Brutal, brutal stuff. Jace goes for the mill, and let's see what we see off the top. Yeah, no, that's a cycle, huh? Still have 6 mana. Oh, Etali. Oh my goodness, dude. That's a terrific draw. I'm gonna keep Leyline Binding open and just hold out for the turn. Opponent still has so many cards in hand. How are they? I guess just like value, right? Just a lot of value cards that we're spending a lot to get rid of. Go plus on the Jace. I'm afraid to even hit the Jace at this point, but I guess no, I'm gonna hold it. We might see like another Up the Beanstalk. Woohoo! Outrider. It's Etali for the turn. Except counterspells exist, but we are playing around to make disappear at least. Okay, Etali lands. Let's go, dude. Let's see what we hit. Oh my, dude, Herd Migration was a great hit. Soul Partition. What do we want to hit with that? I guess we do hit the Jace. It would cost a lot. If we hit Etali, now we should keep that. Alright, I'll hit the Jace. They get to cast it, and it will have more counters than the 2, but like, having it cost 2 extra is pretty brutal. We still have Binding too, so not bad. Not bad. Great hits with the Etali, I would say. Memory Deluge, find whatever they need to find. Probably more board wipes at this point is what they're looking for. 2 cards to hand, nice and stocked up, and I'm very much regretting getting rid of that Up the Beanstalk. Okay, farewell. Yep. At least we still have stuff in hand, huh? That's farewell number 2. Hopefully that's all the farewells they have, though. Herd Migration. Bro, what is up, man? Holy cow. I guess we just do that, right? And we still have Leyline Binding open. 15 damage on the board. We can only imagine the opponent has what they need to survive for the turn, as that is how control usually goes. Nothing for the 1 mana, luckily. We might want to flip that invasion with one of these, depending on what they... Like, if they just keep everything open here, then we have to anticipate removal when we swing. Memory Deluge. Well, that's a good sign, because they're doing Memory Deluge on their turn. They could easily find removal here, though, but they don't know we have Outrider, so we just swing all to face, hopefully 10 hits, and then Outrider ends it. Sunset Revelry. Oh, crap. Do I want to get rid of one of their 1/1s? Full swing, go Outrider? Back up to 19, unfortunately. We go get rid of a 1/1. They block a 3/3. That is still 12 damage going through, then 5 from the Outrider. So it's just not enough with the life gain. So I guess we let them block 2 things and still keep Leyline Binding back, right? I think so. Anything to copy that Outrider would be terrific. Stomper can help us thin the deck. Again, maybe we flip the... No, probably not. Maybe we do flip this. Then, like, another board wipe would be really bad anyways. Yeah, for now, we just go all to face, because if once the 3rd board wipe hits us, we want to think about that invasion after the fact. March. They still had something with that 1 mana. So March easily could have hit our enchantment too, which is pretty scary. That could easily... Well, it would be expensive, but yeah, they have enough mana. Chump Chump takes 6. The question is, like, how much do I want to, like, save Outrider for copying or duplicating or anything like that? And how much do I just want to get the damage through? I think we save it for 1 more turn, and we go Stomper for the turn to thin out the deck. And that's, like, the main thing. Let's grab a blue source. Keep Binding open. Yeah, we're just not going to play Outrider. Still have 4 cards in hand, guys, so another board wipe is to be expected at some point. More life gain. Come on, guys, we can totally get there, man. Revenge against this deck. And I apologize to the opponents for not knowing if they're the same or not. It's got to be the same build, though, right? It's got to be. Or very, very similar. Or same type of build. Okay, Mindbreaker. Yeah, we go Binding on that before they swing with it, right? Totally worth keeping that Binding back. Let's see if they have anything for that Binding. Sunset Revelry back up to 19, bro. Holy cow. Another Binding. Only a Blast Zone open. Block a 4/4. 12 gets through. Another 5. And they're still alive. So if we go Binding a 1/1, it's still not worth it, guys. So, no board wipe last turn, though. Yeah, we're still going to skip the invasion. I'm still playing around a board wipe. Even though it didn't happen yet, they might have just said, like, oh, well, we'll wait till they play more and we'll just gain life for the turn. Down to 10. Down to 5 with Outrider, or do we wait? If we play it now, we get around a counterspell. I think we wait, unfortunately, guys. Unfortunately. We're doing our best to play around certain scenarios. Go Blast Zone for 1? That doesn't hit anything, does it? That didn't hit anything. I think we got there. GG opponent. Let's go. Blast Zone for 0 would have done a thing, but I don't think Blast Zone comes in with 0, right? It ETBs with a charge counter. And sacrifice it, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of charge counters. So yeah, if that was 0, would have cleaned up those tokens really nicely. GG opponent. So playing it out safe didn't actually end up mattering, but I think there's a good chance that it would have ended up mattering, right? So I think playing it out safe really worked out nicely. We drew pretty well overall and got around the double farewell, double Wandering Emperor. The deck was pretty resilient there overall. That was pretty wild, man. That was wild. All right, getting some quests done. Let's go. All right, hopefully we don't go up against blue-white control. It'd be really nice to test this deck against some other builds, huh? All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? Let's see, let's see. Ooh, really bad hand. Yeah, we got a mulligan, don't we? No green source. If there's a green source, I'd keep this, I think, just to try. Because green source, like, we get that Leyline Binding really cheap, really fast, and then herd migration. But without the green source, it's gonna be a mulligan. Much, much better. Well, not necessarily. The land is much, much better. I suppose we ditch the Etali. I don't want to go down to 5, that's for sure. And a ton of stuff to draw into, so yeah. We keep and ditch the Etali, I would say. Because Atraxa is a little better to keep here, I think. Restless Cottage. Let's do... What do we want to do? I guess we'd want the green source down for turn 2, but we don't want to play the forest, so we want the Jetmir's Garden. Yeah, when you play like so many triomes in the build, you got to think through the first turn sometimes when it comes to land. Leyline Binding. Okay. Raffine's Tower gets binding to 1. That's excellent. Good stuff, good stuff. Lisa is a perfect target for Leyline Binding. Oh, there's going to be a lot of perfect targets in Golgari, though, for this, so... Herd Migration, not bad. Not bad at all. Forest down. And nothing to hit with that, so I guess it's just going to be Herd Migration, grab a forest? Forest? Dread Knight, yeah, probably a forest, right? Go ahead and do that now. Yeah, because more green sources is totally fine. Wait, we only have 1 blue source, too. No, that's fine. That's totally fine. Up the Beanstalk. Nice. Good stuff. Oh, I did it again, guys. I played the land before drawing. I get so hasty with it. Now we're going to see a triome, right? Hey, you know what? Let's draw twice. That's fun. 4 mana draw 2. Topiary Stomper. That is good, dude. Tortoise comes down. Play that forest. Binding for the tortoise, that's pretty good. Maybe we just play like Virtue of Knowledge and get greedy with it though. What do you guys think? They'll get a ramp off tortoise when they swing. Well, potentially, they don't have any extra. Everything's good here. But Virtue of Knowledge though. Unless... Okay, we draw. Topiary Stomper. That's good, man. I like that. Anyways, they might have Terra Sunder in here. Well, not might. They probably do. At least, like, 2 of them. We see a lot of Terra Sunder being played nowadays. So, hopefully they don't see that in hand. Yeah, good swings. Really good swings from the opponent. Mosswood Dread Knight. No Terra Sunder. Means this Virtue is going to be wild, man. We're going to just, like, pick up everything. Unfortunately, the Restless Cottage, though. Yeah, we're going to have an issue with that. So we might want to keep the flash on binding to pick that up when it comes time. It specifically says non-land permanent, doesn't it? Yeah. That's not good. So it would be if this had flash. Queen's Tower. Okay. Stomper, number 1, coming down, blocks well. Grab 2. We're gonna grab a mountain and an island. Stomper can block. We keep binding. If we go binding onto tortoise, we're at 15. We gotta be careful. Binding draws off Beanstalk. Let's do... Oh, we can't play Stomper number 2. We don't have enough green sources. We only have one green source open. So I suppose we're going to keep the plains back and play Binding on their turn on Tortoise. Maybe. So we go Tower, Binding. I suppose so. But waiting for their turn means they can power up the Restless Cottage cheaper since Tortoise is on the board. I was just kind of fearing like maybe there's something else that we could do, so waiting as long as possible. Okay, on the stack, they can still power this up, right? So yeah, it was Tortoise regardless, but like we're kind of in danger. Let's see what we draw here too. It could be another Binding. Oh, it happens twice because of Virtue. That's so good, dude. Yeah, on the stack, if they were going Cottage, they would want to do that now. GG opponent, wow. Maybe they didn't have Terra Sunder in the build. Because if they did, I feel like that wouldn't have been a concede, right? Virtue of Knowledge. The whole point of the deck is to ping the opponent's face with our 5-drop Outrider, and we're really not doing that right now. We're just doing the other 5-color domain nonsense right now. Let's go one more game and see how it goes. We're 36 minutes in, definitely have time for one more. And let's see that Outrider just ping a whole bunch of damage through, huh? Let's do this. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? Good hand? Good hand, yeah. Outrider, let's do this, buddy. I guess it would be Raffine's Tower and then Forest into the Beanstalk, because if we needed the Binding cheaper, now it's 2. See, we would have the choice between the 2, but either way, it was going to be Beanstalk for the turn, and then Jetmir's Garden next turn, and then we'll have Binding for 1. Etali's a good draw. Anything like top end wise, as long as we're seeing mana, is totally fine to see. You know what I mean? Oh, Smoldering Egg! It's been so long, buddy. Dude, what's up? Hopefully our Leyline Binding doesn't get countered on this turn, but okay, we should probably pick up one of the eggs, right? We get a card draw off of this too. It's not bad. Let's pick up an egg. See what we draw. Invasion, that's good. That's really good. And we're gonna do that Invasion too, because that ramp is wild. So we go plains, yes. And we don't have double blue, we don't have double red, so let's grab a red source. That'll be double red. And I suppose more green. No, we have a forest in hand too. Let's go red and blue. Get a good widespread. Yeah, a lot of green sources in hand. Not a lot of black sources, but like we don't have like anything in here except for Atraxa. And like the domain obviously cares about that too. Siphon Insight. I wonder what they hit from us. They grabbed it pretty fast. Passing it back. They have 3 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Realm-Scorcher is not going to bargain this time. I'm not going to make that same mistake, guys, and bargain away our 1 card draw. Although it would be really cool to go ahead and get Outrider down on the same turn, but no, I'm not going to do it again. Could be Etali for the turn too. But we're just going to go Realm-Scorcher and get one of the Jetmir's Gardens down. So you see we're doing the card draw before I played a land this time. I'm learning. Jetmir's Garden. Get the swing into the Invasion this time. Because setting up is going to be more important. Oh, they took a Leyline Binding from us. Dude, nice. And they could play it for 3 because of their Xander's Lounge. Very nice opponent. That's scary business. Hopefully Siphon Insight doesn't take another one of those or something else that's equally as good. I mean, Siphon Insight, I guess, can be really scary because we know it's in here. we ramped really well. At this point, Up the Beanstalk is going to keep our hand so stocked that I can only imagine it's going to be a hard time for the opponent to break through. Virtue of Knowledge is so good, dude. Oh my goodness. Let's just do that. Let's do that for the turn. 1, 2, 3. We'll still have 2 open. Jetmir's Garden. So we go Outrider. And then I suppose we'll do this now. Vantress Visions on the... Oh crap! I didn't mean on Up the Beanstalk, I meant on Outrider. Wait, can you not select it? Copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new... Wait! Oh, it's only the Virtue side that copies the Outrider. Yeah, guys, the Outrider has to hit the board before you copy. Well, at least our hand is nice and stocked. I didn't mean to play it on the stack. Obviously, Up the Beanstalk was the only thing on the stack that we could copy. So Outrider has to hit the board, and then all that fancy stuff happens. Well, I guess we're in trouble, huh? Ashmouth Dragon is super scary. Oh, they found an Outrider of their own. We're down to 10, dude. Like, we're in trouble. Like, we're in big trouble. Binding was a good draw. Luckily, we just got insane draws. Oh my goodness, dude. Where do I even start? Virtue of Knowledge. 2 white sources open. Draw a card. That's the Spirit Realm. Alright, we gotta like clean everything up over there, don't we? So we go Leyline Binding with one of our white sources. Draw a card. We're gonna have to discard. Pick up 2. Ashmouth and Rivas. Actually, their Binding could be good. Right? Because the Touch the Spirit Realm can take the other creatures, and then we still have the swing into that as well. We also blink the Realm-Scorcher. No, I'm not going to get that fancy. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it simple, if this is what you can call simple. And then swing at the Invasion. And that flips. And technically, if we had like another like Binding in hand or something, at that point the opponent has 2 cards. We're so stocked up, but they can still totally get there. Go for the throat. Nice. Good stuff. Might be Etali for the turn, and then Atali's ability activates twice, which is pretty gross. So does the Stomper here, but we'll probably start with this. 2 mana available. Skyclave is also a mana available if we wanted. Croaking Counterpart. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh, okay. Okay. So when that ETBs, we draw. And then, hold on, Etali activates again. Okay. Okay. It's a good thing the game is keeping track of all this for me. My goodness. Green source is fine. Red source is fine. Now we draw 3, then we put 2 cards back on top, but we do it twice because Virtue of Knowledge is here. What do I want? Huh? So we're putting 2 cards back on top. I guess, like, Forest and Proving Ground. The point there is, of course, to, like, put something big on top for when the hide ends up dying, but, like, I'm just trying not to worry about it. I also don't want the opponent to wait too long for me to do my nonsense over here. And Etali does the thing. I guess we also could have just done that. Oh my goodness, dude. What do I want? I guess we'll go like Expensive Taste because we don't need another dragon on the board. We have Virtue of Knowledge. This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. Opponent's just like chilling on a board wipe or something. We could have swung first too. I guess we go you, and then, Up the Beanstalk? I don't know. Oh no, we draw 2 more because we have Virtue on the board. Okay, discard 4 cards. You, Croaking Counterpart as flashback. Opponent's like sitting on a board wipe or something, and that's why they're playing this out, right? It's like, Oh, it doesn't hit everything. Okay, okay, okay. It was just a Brotherhood's End. Siphon Insight. Yeah, dude, at some point when you're doing this much nonsense, you just gotta like stop the nonsense. Like, we could have optimized so much there, like the order that we're playing it out, and maybe we would have if the opponent would have had more. Like, if they had like a fully stocked hand and open mana, then I probably would have taken a little bit more time, and that would have been really tough though to think through. But yeah, there we go. Outrider did a thing for us, right? Just pinging 5 damage. I guess it didn't really do too much, but man, we could have done a thing with Outrider, right? The opponent took 1, unfortunately. All right, guys, let's go over the deck list again here. Outrider's Domain. Fun little comment, huh? I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's definitely like, it definitely feels right to try this out, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Just 5 mana, brutal ability, a brutal ETB effect that works with Virtue. Don't do what I did. I was just like, I just wasn't thinking at all. You don't play the Vantress Visions on the stack of an Outrider being played. You play it on the stack of after it actually ETBs, and then the ETB trigger can be copied. That was funny. Maybe we could have wrapped up the game a little sooner with a little less greed in that last one. Potentially. I really like it though. I think it makes this 5-color build a little bit cooler. What do you guys think? I like the copying and stuff too. It really just didn't come into play at all. We just ended up doing like the 5-color thing in most of those games. Up the Beanstalk was sick. Had I not been greedy with that Realm-Scorcher and Up the Beanstalk that one game. Wait, was that the game we won? No, that was just the same build. The game we lost to that blue-white control build was the game that I bargained the Beanstalk away, right? I believe so. And that kind of 100% my fault. I just got so greedy. I wanted to play 2 things. I wanted to bargain with the Realm-Scorcher, and it obviously doesn't work that way. Like, you just need more cards in your hand all the time. Unless it's that last game. In that case, we were just doing way too much all the time, which really showcases the overwhelming power of an ability like Virtue of Knowledge, right? Once an ability like this is on the board, there's just like too much going on all the time. And so like Touch the Spirit Realm, Leyline Binding ends up being ridiculous, just amazing 2-for-1s when you have that Virtue down, which we were able to cast this so easily, like just all the ramp and everything. It was so easy to actually get to that level in the mana and everything. Herd Migration life gain, obviously amazing. Everything was really good in here. Really liked Realm-Scorcher Hellkite actually, with the haste and the bargain and the ability as well, being a really neat pick for this build. But it could also just be another top-end creature that has a powerful ETB. And I don't think you'd complain too much about that, honestly. Other than that, no, I still like it. I think it's a really neat pick. Yeah, I like it. Too bad, yeah, I guess in that last game especially, we could have showcased the bargain on the Realm-Scorcher with the Virtue out and got rid of one of our Beanstalks. Like, if we really, really needed to push that last match even further, like if the opponent was at like 50, and they still had a bunch of stuff to do, then yeah, Realm-Scorcher, bargain up the Beanstalk, copy the ability twice, get 8 mana, play a whole bunch of stuff out of our hand, including like the Croaking Counterpart and stuff. It's too bad they ended up taking that extra Outrider when it came time, because that would have been really sick. Guys, really neat one. Actually pretty complicated in a lot of those games to play out. I probably should have practiced with this build, so I apologize for not being able to play it like at like the most optimal level. But overall, I think we did all right, right? Hopefully. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the build as much as I did. 5 colors, kind of wild, man. It's kind of wild how much Domain can do. I think the normal Domain builds, it obviously doesn't look exactly the same. Like the Outriders are cut. I don't think they run Virtue of Knowledge either. Actually, you know what? In those like competitive 5-color builds, I could totally see squeezing like a 1 of Virtue of Knowledge pretty effectively, right? I think that would be pretty sick. And those competitive 5-color builds too, I don't think they run all 4 Up the Beanstalks either, but I think all 4 in this one was essential mainly for that bargain on the Realm-Scorcher. But in worst comes to worst, when it came to bargain, could always bargain those tokens away, those Beast Herd Migration tokens, because boy, was it easy to get 7 mana on the board in here, huh? Pretty wild stuff. you go like Invasion of Zendikar and have the mana open for like the Vantress Visions, like you haven't played Virtue of Knowledge yet, then you could grab 4 basics from the deck off the Invasion of Zendikar and just slam them onto the board. That is 6 mana at that point, but still really, really neat. Loved the concept in this deck. Maybe Outrider will do more for you guys than it did for me today, but yeah, I would still put this on like the do not craft list. Only play it if you have the cards, right? Mainly because of the triomes, but yeah. Yeah, because, you know, the triomes are all rare, and then everything else is relatively greedy too. But hey, the Outrider's an easy craft, right? Only a common. Guys, if you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. Let me know what you would add or take out. What could we do to push that Outrider to its limits? Is there a more effective way to copy more of these and slam them onto the board or get more of those abilities? Let me know. I'm interested. Either way, I will see y'all in the next video.